Hey, what's up, everybody? You are watching On the Tour with Tanya, and I'm your host. Thank you so much for joining us again this week. I hope you will share and like this video, okay? It's not because we care about numbers, we care about people, all right? So today's two guests are the authors of a new book, I God, A Southside Story. It's a 5-star rating on Amazon, which is summarized. The summary of the book basically says, it's a vivid look inside the life and times of one of the most infamous Southside Jamaica Queens street legends, Gregory I God Worsley. He and his co-author, there you go, are here to share how they turned their lives around and here to inspire. Please welcome Gregory I God Worsley and Rob Mathis. Hey, what's up, guys?
How you doing? It's good to be here.
Thank
Good.
you. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate you. So you guys, cool, the legendary Queens. Wow, I got some good stories from Queens, but I'll wait and save those. The book I got a Southside Story. Tell me a little bit about the book for our viewers who don't know anything about the book. Just give us a little synopsis.
I'll let Robin start it off, and then I can add on.
Okay.
But like you mentioned, the book is a in-depth view at the life and times of us growing up in Southside Jamaica, Queens. It goes into details about my brother here, his life story about where we started, where we went, and the direction that we're heading into. But it's a very insightful book and a very realistic and authentic glimpse into the life of into our lives growing up in Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Wow, good. And so I see it's got very good reviews on Amazon. And you guys have been doing these speaking engagements with that?
Yes, we have. We have done quite a few of them. I'm looking to do more down the line, but at this time, I'm going through some type of personal situation that's keeping me from being able to travel like I want to.
Right.
But this is clearing up. So once this clear up, I'm looking forward to doing, Rob and I doing more traveling.
Okay, good. So what was the moment that made you decide to change your life and leave the streets behind?
I tell anybody pain is the motivation or a change for me. I just felt like it was once I got to the point where I felt pain that I didn't want to feel anymore, I knew it was time to change.
And Rob, so you two met, I know you two go way back. I think it's at middle school. Is that right? Middle school?
Playground.
Y'all go way back. So what, who's decided? You decided, hey man, this would be a good story? Or did you decide, you got to tell my story so I can inspire other people and you're going to write it? Which way did it go?
To be honest, Rob was the one that inspired this whole thing. You know what I mean? To be honest.
Okay. That's what's up. And what made you see it as a story? Was it the fact, I saw your back cover of the book, but I like for people to tell their live version. But yeah, because I have friends too that I'd be like, yo, you got to do this. This is gold. Not just because of, not that you're even glorifying anything like that. It's because you really believe that story will change and inspire someone's life. You see what I'm saying? So what made you think, Rob, that as soon as you heard it, or it was like it took a while, or it just marinated, and then you were like, wait a minute, we're sitting on something here. How can we change other people? How can we inspire other people?
Right. Well, like you said, the way things are going today with the youth now, and things are so out of whack now, that I felt that it was an important story that needed to be told. A lot of the images that they see now, like in media now, always projects and like glorifies a way of life that's not necessarily beneficial to the youth. So like I felt that they needed to hear this heartwarming story and once again an authentic story of what the real side of life is, not what the media projects to them, setting themselves up for failure. So like we were people that we believe more of what we see. So then I wanted them to see, well, from a living legend, not from someone that's a long time ago, not from something that can't be validated now. This is a person that's alive now. They can ask him questions. They can see where he's come from. They can see where he's at, and once again, they can see where he's heading at. So I thought it would be a good project to influence the youth on where they need to be at in life, and have a real insightful look onto what this lifestyle is really about.
Right. I just like the back cover. It tells about why you got into it, and I know that person because I read it, but other people don't know that. It was really genuine. What you said, that you wanted to see, what went into all this legend and how he was able to turn it around and 360 the whole thing, and you saw the transformation, which is what makes it really great. Because a lot of people, growing up in any I think in any whether in this inner city, a lot of people go through stuff, right? But it's not what you go through; it's what you do after that really matters. You know what I'm saying? Barring a couple that we talked about earlier, I want to mention now, anything like that. But anything else is forgivable and transformationable. You know what I'm saying? So there's so many people who need a transformation, let's say, and they'd be more inspired to hear it from someone firsthand. Like you made no excuses. You know what I'm saying? You wasn't blaming nobody or sitting around talking about, well, I had to do this and I had to be in here 5 years. None of that. It was like, okay, let me see. How can I turn this around? That's the part that I want young people to understand, because many are still, I don't know why, because they got lots of good examples out here now, but they watching Power and thinking that they can be about that life. And I'm like, that's not glamour. Sorry. It sounds good and it's good for the moment. But at some point, you're going to have to really man up and woman up and say, what was my life purpose about? It couldn't have been just that, right? And I love this whole book and concept. And I see you're going to do something else with it too. We'll talk about that later. But I loved it because, it's something real that kids can identify with, and not just say, oh, it's always, I'm making that name to give you somebody famous. It's Viola Davis. But we don't know her. And I love her, by the way. I love her. So nothing, no shady. But I'm just saying, we know her. Okay, she made it. And even she had a story. It's like, okay. But if it's somebody tangible, somebody that I can actually see right now, if I go to X, Y, and Z, that makes it way more efficient, as I'll just say. So I appreciate you guys. What was some of the biggest challenges that you guys faced during, what are some of the biggest transitions that you faced during your transition from becoming from the streets to a community leader?
Well, it's almost like a thin line between love and hate to me. Even though you may cross over and become conscious, I feel like I'm a conscious thug, 'cause I still got my street side, but I don't use it in a wild way. You know what I'm saying? I use it to enhance it better on the corporate side, because I learned a lot on this side. And basically, I just felt like, when you put both of them together, it just makes you more superb, because you got a balance of both sides and both understanding of what one side may not have or lack, and the other side may have and not, may lack. So by knowing both sides, you're able to put them both into its proper perspective.
And that's the part, taking those experiences and turn them into the boardroom and into the meeting room. That's very important. What do you believe your experiences, from your past situations to what you do now, helped you because you knew the streets and because you knew everybody, you knew everything, you knew what to do, how to make money, all that. Do you think that even though in spite of being, put wherever you had to go and all that, in spite of that, you still turned it around? Do you think that street smart helped you?
Oh, yes, most definitely. Because, once I learned that the greater your adversity are in the world, the greater of a greater opportunity of a blessing on the opposite side. So even sometimes living on the opposite side gives you a skill, because once you really learn what you need to learn on that side, now you could come back and start sharing this with other people. Like, it becomes like a job, a real skill. So now you teaching, youth and stuff how to stay out of high risk situations, unhealthy contracts, just knowing how to live with others and stuff like that. That, a lot of us, has been taught in my age, we've been taught that. But in nowadays age, it's hard to be taught that, because there's a lot of the fathers are not in the house, and there's things that are missing. I mean, it's even to the point where there's no activities going on in the house. Everything seems to be programmed.
Right.
So, it's so by me living like on both sides, from the criminal side to the corporate side, from the, being a youth and looking at the youth today, I'm able to cipher out what's missing.
I like that. And that's the something I used to tell young people when I was a drug counselor. It was like, if you just take these street smart skills and put them in an office somewhere, you're gonna fly over your boss. Because think about it, the accounting skills are impeccable. People skills, which is everything. Like you can't do there's no job you can do if you don't have people skills. Guess what? It's gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. And so you have to have something. It may not be in the arena that I did or she did or he did, but it is still, there are so many sets of skills that I used to tell young people, like, why you should be taking this in an office somewhere, your own office. I hope, make your own business is better. That makes more sense, right? Because you're used to managing yourself. And there's nothing wrong with that. Entrepreneur is the way to go, in my opinion. But it's hard for me to tell young people. I like for them to hear it from someone who's been there, done that, because then they can say, well, what did you transition this skill into? There's always a wise one, thinking like they know more than you do. But there, can you think of one thing that really, really helped in their business since now that was from before?
Yeah. Marketing, especially marketing when it comes to like, building clientele up on, on the non-corporate side. You have to know gimmicks. You have to have, you got to understand quality and, low prices. I mean, you have to understand a lot of things on that side that really is on the corporate side too. When they come with discounts and, open up businesses, the first thing they're gonna give you is some giveaways and some discounts at first, And after that, you're on your own.
They're out there. Let's go. Well, that's good. I'm so I can't wait to finish reading. I want to read. I read some of what they call it. They give you just a piece to read. You can't read too much.
Yeah.
Too much for free, which I don't blame them. But what motivated you to write it? Like, what message do you hope the readers will take away from it?
Well, me and Rob is into the youth as well. We have a program called Attention Before Detention, which is a modified therapeutic program where, we teach cognitive thinking, rational thinking. We give the youth an opportunity to have a thinking box. You know what I'm saying? And once again, by having a thinking box, then what we do to complete it is to bring the internship in, where we actually bring courses in, to give the youth a skill that maybe he have inside of them, that could be detected by being just around us. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We see, hey man, we see you good at this. You ever thought about pursuing it? Because a lot of times you really make it in something that you would do for free, even if you wasn't getting paid for it.
Right, exactly.
And that's how we love the kids and the youth, because, even though we're not getting paid for the youth program right now, we didn't stop teaching youth. So we found another way to do it. We said, well, we'll do it through the book then. But to be honest, when when we first came out with the book, before we even dropped it, we knew that everybody thought that it was going to be like some rah-rah, yo, just straight criminal. You see what I'm saying? They never thought that the book was going to be the way the book was written.
Clever.
It was like a shocker.
Very clever.
So no one really had nothing to really say because they knew everything that was in the book was on actual facts.
Right. Wow. Yeah. No. Don't worry, Grandma. I see you out there. I'll tell you where to get the book on Amazon. Okay. I see you. I saw someone was asking where to get the book. Sorry. Yeah. No. That's the thing too. Is that you're not glorifying stuff. You're saying, look at these lessons. Look what I've learned. Look what I had to unlearn. And look what I do now to flip the same thing and still be the same person that I was integrity-wise. You see? So I still have character. I still have, all those things. Now I just learned to channel it to something that's positive and something that's beneficial to the community. That's what they need to understand. A lot of people right now are just selfish. They just want to think about me, me, me. But they don't think about like, okay, let's see how we can flip this and help everybody out. Because if you're doing good, I'm doing good. That's how I see it. If you all right, I'm all right. If you ain't eating, we got problems. We got real problems. So,
and we always been holistic people growing up, Rob and I, man. We always believed in helping others or help me to help you. Maybe we have the intelligence to do certain things, but it still takes a machine of people to buy into what we're doing. So, so they can see the passive income and the generational wealth company that we have built. See, because our company is more about putting money in your pocket, not so much trying to vacuum it out your pocket.
And that's everything. I mean, a lot of young people need that lesson. And a lot of adults need that lesson. I hate to say it. There's some adults that can grab some jewels real quick from this. So as far as like building trust, how do you build trust? Excuse me. With trust with individuals in the community who may still side eye, right? And who, and how do you build trust with those who may still be involved in the streets? Some of the young people are still like, I ain't leaving this. I ain't doing, how they go. I'm making this money, How do you build trust and how do you help them see? Can you hear me?
Yeah, a little bit. It's not as loud for me to hear y'all, but I don't want to really put my ear too close that it takes my face out, but at the same time, we good. Hey, Rob, could you answer that question? I mean, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's okay. Can you hear me, Rob?
Yeah.
So I was asking him, how did he build trust and rapport with individuals in the community? And then which I should have just asked each question separately. That's probably why it got a little crazy. So that'll be first. How do you build up trust and rapport with the community?
Well, like I mentioned earlier, we as a culture, we tend to believe what we see. So we always operate from the standpoint of show and prove. So it's nothing that you really have to gain. When people see you live in a certain lifestyle and see the accomplishments and the accolades that you achieve, like you take on, then it kind of speaks for itself. And you don't really have to do a big sale or a big push to people. Oh, follow me, listen to me. People, we lead by our actions. So there's a saying that you judge a man by his actions and his deeds. So we lead by example, and when we do that, it's just natural attraction that people that's on the same vibe we are naturally come towards us, and it just vibes out. We've never really had a situation that things went differently. Right. So we've always been welcomed in our community, and always been who we were, and just thrive off authenticity.
Okay. And what youth? What advice do you would you give youth who are going down an old similar path, but may want to change?
Well, the first thing I tell people is like right now, outside of the book, I work in education. So,
Right.
so like I always counsel the youth, and I'm always using myself once again. I tell them that your past does not dictate your future. It's all about what means the most to you. Just because things start out bad don't mean that it has to end bad. So the main thing is stay true to yourself. Be your own individual person. The biggest problem that people have in life comes from mostly two things. One is you trying to be something that you're not, and two, you're trying to convince someone else that you're something that you're not. So we always had a saying in Southside: if you be yourself, you'll never play yourself. So we still so even later on in life now, as grown men, we still follow that guideline. So just be true to yourself.
I like that. I like that a lot. Um, um, how does okay? So how did you get your company started? Because I know you produce as well. So how did you get your company started, Rob?
Me?
Yeah. Did you
Well,
produce? Getting
I've
into
been in business for a while. Primarily, I started out like in Atlanta, Georgia, and I
oh,
was working in music entertainment. So like I worked for several record labels as an art director for a lot of major record labels.
okay.
So that's where I got my start in, and then from that things just evolved from running the studio. Then I got behind the camera, and then and then as technology seemed to evolve, I involved with it. So I went
Mm,
back to school, got my degrees in computer science,
nice.
and it all just seemed to mesh here together. So right now, so that put me in the spot that I'm in now to run a full media studio where we do animation, computer programming, music
Mm,
production, so all types of things, video game production. So anything that's really going on, like in technology, like in media, we're well adjusted to it now. So that's my path, though.
okay. I was going to ask about that. And so modern technology, you're already here for it. See, now a lot of people, if they've been gone for a long time, they got incarcerated, they come back and it's like, wait, what is this? Oh my God, the cell phone, iPhone 10, I left when it was on 3, so that's a problem. But it's great to have a partner that's up on all that, because that is the key to literally entrepreneur, being anything you want to be if you know how to work them computers. Anything's possible.
Yeah.
Just an idea. That's it. You know. Let me see what else I'm going to say. And how does well, you explain how the community. What kind of support system, like mentorship, community programs, do you think are important for helping individuals break the cycle of the streets?
Well, I feel that like a program like I got is running attention before detention programs like that that really have a hands-on quality that's really administered to the youth. Lots of times, like growing up in Southside, we'd have we'd have guest speakers that come and tell us, "Oh, just say no," but they never really presented something to say yes to.
Right.
So we're more on hands right there with it to show them, well, look, I'm not just telling you a way, I'm providing you a way.
Mm,
So that's what I feel the youth of today need. They need more hands-on people that's really taking control and ownership to actually lead these kids down the right path.
right. Right. Wow. Well, that's great. The community work is real. How do you envision expanding your impact upcoming? I know you said someone asked here, Grandma Norma asked, are you going to make a movie? So that's interesting, because tell them what you was thinking about doing.
Well,
Well,
yes, yeah, that's a picture that we're working on now. We're in this venture now with a few different distribution companies now that we're looking at. That we're actually our first production is we're working on I Got a Southside Story, and we're actually going to turn it into animated film. That's slated for I'm thinking fall of 2025 or the first quarter of 2026. So that's
Okay.
already in the making. And we've got several other media ventures that we're working so that we can expand. And like you said, we're always into putting the message into the meaning. So no matter what we come out with or what direction that we're heading in, there's always going to be a message in it that's going to be inspiring.
That's amazing. What did they say? Norma also asked, where is it at? You gonna make a movie? I put the name of the book, Norma, up there. And I thought she asked one more question. Hey, Maria. Hi, guys. I see you out there. Some of you. I can see some of you Facebook. I can't see my YouTube people. So thank you for checking in. Oh, what community do they work in? What community do you work in? So that way, I guess anybody from those areas can see how they can help out.
Right. Well, I'm in 3 areas. New York City, of course, that's the hometown.
Mhm.
Also here in Atlanta, Georgia.
Okay.
And also in Richmond, Virginia.
Oh, Richmond. Okay, cool. Okay, so that's good stuff. That's good. Is it a nonprofit or for-profit?
Well, we have a couple. We have both. We have a nonprofits and for-profit. The program that I is talking about, that's a nonprofit.
Okay, nice. Well, make sure you get the name to me after the show, and I'll put it up on my page because people, they love to donate if it's a good cause. So with your book, what kind of discussion or actions do you hope will inspire among the readers after they finish the book? What do you want them to take away? Can you hear me, Greg?
I'm hoping that they know that, just because you're going through something don't mean that you can't come out greater than what you're actually going through. Because sometimes what you're going through can, it can take its toll. It can make you feel like, and ain't nothing gonna ever change. My life is through.
Right.
This is it. So it makes you probably fall into a mind frame of continually like saying, well, what to do good for? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no need.
Right. Well,
I call the Southside Story is like the Black Biblical to me, the Bible, because it just tells you, and shows you how one's, go through trials and tribulations, but at the end it's triumph.
Triumph is always at the end. Well, that's amazing. Anything else you want to tell us is going on with the project?
Well, we got.
Just ask. My bad. Go ahead, Rob. I'm sorry.
But we want the people to be on the lookout for. Like we said, we dropped the book. But now we're working on a film as well, and coming in a few months, we've got the audio book.
Oh, audio. Okay.
And I know a lot of people. I won't give too much away, but I know when people hear audio book, the first thing they think of, okay, this is going to be boring, monotone, yada yada yada. But I promise you, we've got something new that's never been done before with the audio book. So we promise you that it's going to be more than just a monotone reading.
Right.
It will not be boring. It will be something new that the listeners will really, really value and appreciate. So just stay tuned.
Definitely let us know, and we'll definitely put it out there for sure. So do you have any last tips for young people that are out there struggling?
Yeah, I think the best that I could give them is that just don't give up on yourself, and strive to apply yourself around what you on. In other words, if you play basketball, man, just hang with basketball players, man. Want to be a DJ, hang out with DJs, man, because order to become something that you want to become, it's just best to be around it There's no way that you could be a basketball player in the hood, look like you about ready to go to the pros, but you're hanging with drug dealers.
Right.
Just don't match up. See what I'm saying? So
Right.
I just encourage everyone to, be around what you're about.
That's it. When you were writing the book, what was the hardest part to write? What was the hardest part to write in the book?
I don't know. I can't say it was really a hard part at all. I think just the part about me losing my moms and, and being locked up when I lost my moms and, and I think the hardest part is the memories that came back from writing stuff, man. Going back there. Because now you're going back to a place, I'm not going to say it's dark, but it's an uncomfortable place. It's like it's an uncomfortable feeling that you have to get comfortable with to be able to accomplish it. Because, man, I cried. I know about 10 times reading the book.
Wow. Well, 10 times? Wow. That's powerful. That's very powerful.
And it be happy cries too. It don't be like crying like, sad or nothing. It just the memories. Yeah, the memories, man. Like that. We got to get those memories back into the world today. Because, we're living in newness. And we think that newness is supposed to be better because when they come out with a new car, it's going to be better than the last year car. It's going to be a little bit different, and so it's going to make it better. Same with a watch, anything else. So if we are living in newness times, then we supposed to be living better, not worse.
I like that. I like that. I like that. Well, I truly appreciate you both for taking the time to come. And do you have any last words, Rob? Anything?
Yes. Be sure to go out there and get your copy of I God, the Southside Story. It's available at Barnes and Nobles as well as Amazon.com.
Yep.
We have two different variant covers. So there's a cover that's on Amazon, and there's a different collector's cover that's sold at Barnes and Nobles. So if you can grab both. But different cover, same book.
Okay.
And we want you to know that no matter where you are, no matter where you come from, there's a South Side in all of us.
Oh, no, that's it. That's it. Wow. Thank you so much. We appreciate you both. And I'm sorry to cut it so short. But yeah, I'll explain to you later. Give me a minute.
Had a good time.
Yes, thank you. Who's this? Somebody said something. Norma? That's Grandma Norma. Brooklyn in the building. Hey, how are you? Thank you for you guys. God bless you. Thank you for watching. Appreciate you guys out there. I'm trying to see, did I miss anybody? Question particularly. But you know where the book, you know where to find me. If you don't know, I can send you to their page. I grew up in Harlem. Yep. Okay, I'll tell you where to get it. Don't worry, I got you. But yeah, I want you to just, if you can get the book, give it to a young person that you know. They may be living right already. Who knows? But if you see them going left, there's a chance to curve them back. You know what I'm saying? So get the book, share this information. Again, we don't care about numbers. We care about people. So I appreciate everybody who took time to watch today. I hope that you'll share this and pass it along because somebody needs a word out here in these streets. Okay. Somebody needs it. So I hope you'll do that. Okay. And we will check you out next Sunday. Same time, 4 o'clock. All right. All right, guys.